Hi, good evening all. In this video, we're going to take a look at some Sabres news and the RFAs coming up. All right, folks, I'm halfway there. I'm cleaning my glasses as we're speaking. And I apologize for not being here yesterday. I was busy. I got a fly in here. Jeez, I'm telling you. God has a sense of humor, folks. I had to move. I had to do some moving. Like somebody moved out, a good friend. It was a ton of stuff. I had to relocate. Oh, goodness. I got like Band-Aids all over my hands. It was a nightmare. I don't know if any of you have ever taken one of those cages off the gallery, you know, like the chicken wire. Oh, my God. And the guy that put it up, like, he put on these thick twist ties and he turned it like 15 times. I'm like, oh, my God, some people. All right, let's not talk about me and my whining. Let's get into this. All right, Sabres news we will get into first. Here we go. And there you see it. Sabres signed Murray to a one-year deal and recorded first points of his NHL career last season, as it says. And let's take a look at his contract. Okay, you can see, of course, Murray's 6'5", 236 pounds. Yes, we have to keep him in the organization. We need these type of guys. We do. He's only 24, and if you look below, it's a two-way contract, $750,000. Thing is, this time around, minimum guaranteed salary, you see at the very bottom, folks, $275,000. Good on him, because last year his salary, if I'm correct, was $70,000 in the minors. So it's just a one-year deal. And I got a feeling we're going to see a bit more of Brett Murray in the NHL this season. I really do. I think we're going to see a bit more of him. And let's not forget, guys, also we got to get UPL and Ruel Salainen signed also. We got to get those two under contract also. We'll report on that when it happens. I would have reported this a few days ago. It's not a massive signing, so, you know. It was just, it's a depth signing, but at the same time, it's also an NHL depth signing, not just AHL. This guy's he's gonna get some time upstairs. I'm sure of it. So we have covered the Sabres news. Now, guys, let's get into the RFAs, and I'll just open the clip and talk about it as we're looking at it. Here we go. And it's led off by Patrick Laine. And Laine, you know, I don't think is going to want to leave now in Columbus, but who knows? You know, he's going to want some term, I think, this time around, is what I'm hearing. Would and could we trade for him? Probably. I would want to get Laine, absolutely. After last year, he just seemed like he learned that in this league, you got to shut up. No room for ego. There's just room for action. Okay, Matthew Kachuk. My goodness, folks. Let me cut the video there just for a sec. Poor Calgary. If their fans thought that Eichel was a stupid deal for Kachuk, they're second thinking it right now, because right now they're about to lose everybody. You know, I think Kachuk's going to want out of Calgary. I do. And it's not a happy thing for them, you know, but we'll maybe make a video on that eventually. I like just to make Sabres topics unless it's the playoffs, but my goodness, what's going on in Calgary? We've lived it. That's why I'm bringing it up with Briere and Drury. We have lived this. We know what it feels like. Let's get back to this. Okay, Pierre-Luc Dubois, no thanks, attitude. There's too much attitude there, guys. There just is. No thanks. It's the French-Canadian version of Jack Eichel. Moving on. Kasperi Kapanen, be interested. I think we could get him at a reasonable rate. And don't get me wrong about Dubois, though. A complete stud. Absolute complete stud, this guy. But at what price? That's the problem. We've lived it. No, we got to move on. Kasperi Kapanen, yep, I'm open-minded to that. I'm just going to talk about the top 10, probably. Miles Wood, I don't know what happened there last year. I'm guessing injuries. Anyway, I'm sure they're going to re-sign him, so he'll get signed by Jersey. Jesper Bratt, he's going to get signed by Jersey also. I don't think there's any way they're going to let those guys not get signed. Mangiapane, I mean, this is another one in Calgary. Another one. What a mess in Calgary. I knew it would get messy, but once Gaudreau opened the floodgates to that, oof, not a good thing right now. What's going on over there? Pavel Zacha, No, he's going to get signed in Boston. I thought he was signed. I guess they still haven't signed him. I'm sure they're going to sign him in Boston. Ethan Bear, he might not get signed right away. There's somebody we could target, possibly. I like Ethan Bear, I do. Of all the Oilers games, I didn't see him much in Carolina last year, but as an Oiler, I liked him. And of course, Lawson Krause will be a prime target for us, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it would cost too much, though. We'd have to give up somebody like Olofsson and a pick and maybe even a prospect to get a guy like this. I would think, because there's so many elements to his game. I just can't see Arizona letting him go very easily. Pujärvi, yes, I'd be interested. I would be interested. I know he wants out of Edmonton. This guy looked very good in the playoffs. He was one of the hardest workers on that team I found on the Oilers. And I think he wants out of Edmonton once and for all now. I don't know. I just think he just doesn't get along with management. Yamamoto, I'd be open-minded to, but I'd be more open-minded to Pujärvi because I don't like Yamamoto's size, guys. I just don't like it. We can't keep having a small team. We got to get some big guys on this team, and Yamamoto, he's not a big guy. And, of course, Kirby Dach would be funny if we could just, offer sheet him from Montreal now. Montreal got him, and we'll just offer sheet him. Then we go down to Shane Bowers and Wade Allison. These guys didn't play any time, and, and so on and so on. You go a little further down, there's Boquist. I mean, there's some names down there. Of course, there's Rautsalainen. We got to get him locked in before we're forced to. I don't think anybody will, come after these guys really. So looking down, Detroit with Zadina. I don't know what happened to his career so far. I mean, he's only 22, but there's no signs of life yet. Oh, at number 29, Noah Dobson. Oh, my goodness, if we could land that. My goodness. That's a pipe dream. And Velarde rounds it out at number 30. I'm just looking through some of the names. Capo Caco's there also, guys. You get the picture. I mean, we'd have to really talk about this in depth. I don't want to make too long of a video. I want to cut this at between 10 and 12 minutes. I would say that the Sabres, let's say if we were to offer sheet, who would you offer sheet, guys? I know we're not going to, but who would you? I like to have fun like the people saying, well, we're not going to offer sheet. I don't care if we're not going to offer sheet. I want to know who you would offer sheet. People get mixed up sometimes, the way I say things. Who would you offer sheet? If I got to offer sheet anybody here, can't offer sheet Kachuk now. I think he would have got offer sheeted. I do. That was a smart move by their management. Putting him in a position he can't get offer sheeted now. That was very, very smart, guys, that they filed for arbitration. That was very smart by them. They were on the edge of being eliminated out of the league if they lose him. If Kachuk walks this summer, what a horrible summer for Calgary fans. And maybe they'll be more open-minded in the future that when guys have 1 year left, don't just assume they're going to sign in your city, guys. The Canadian markets don't seem to understand, okay, and I live in Canada, but they don't seem to understand that they're at a higher tax bracket than a lot of United States teams. And don't think a lot of guys on their 10-team no-trade list, all Canadian markets are there. All. Just all. And then, of course, they're going to say, well, look, Edmonton offered you or Calgary offered you because they're a little lower than, let's say, the Ontario teams and so on, right? But I'm just, looking at it from the money angle, Will Kachuk play in Canada? Of course. You see many videos talking about this. There's a history of Canadian in all, the dad, his brothers in Ottawa. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, So, will Kachuk sign in Calgary? That's a big one. I think he'll get, I think he's just going to, I think what's going to happen is the arbitration, the 1 year, and he's out next year. That's just kind of, and they're going to have to move him. They're going to have to move him unless they want to do like we did with Briere after he went to arbitration, right? What was it? He got $5 million, and then we lost him the next year. It sucks. It sucks sometimes being a fan. These are the knocks and the breaks of being a fan. But you know what? That's part of the game. If we can go through it, Calgary can. That's the way I look at it. It's everybody has these downsides in their history too. It's not smooth sailing for everybody. So yeah, there's some guys here. Puljujarvi is kind of on my radar a little too. Guys I mentioned, like, there's some names here I like. Don't forget, I'm thinking one guy, and I'm thinking most likely a forward, Of course, I'd love to go get another defenseman, but I don't think we will. I don't think the Sabres are going to go that route. I think they're done. I think they're done right now. But I wouldn't mind Adam surprising me a bit and maybe going after an RFA, making a deal, making a trade. I'd like a trade in this offseason now. Not an offer sheet, folks. I know we're not going to do an offer sheet. If I was to offer sheet anybody, it would have been Kachuk. He's gone. And the thing is, no way I would give up 4 first rounds, though. The only guy I would give up 4 first rounders for is Connor McDavid. I mean, there's no way, absolutely no way that I would bank the whole future on a guy like Matthew Kachuk and give 4 first rounders. There's no way. Giving up 2 firsts, a second, and a third would be a lot. But imagine 4 first rounders, I'd have to be out of my mind. So I think I'm going to say arbitration rules him 1 year. 9.5. There it is. You heard it here first. All right, folks, I want to get on some videos because I am exhausted. So I got a few more coming your way. I'll see you in those.